In my role here as your priest, it is my job to do a couple of different things. To first of all challenge you and to help correct problems that may be there or temptations that you may face as teenagers in today's world. It is also my job to try to push you to your full potential for your sake and not for anyone else's. But I'm also here to point out those things that you are already doing well and to congratulate you on them and to thank you for them. And that's what I want to do today. A phrase I've heard a lot recently is, "That's just kids being kids." People talk sometimes about kids, and they lump you all in that category. And they talk as if kids have no ability to do good things on their own, no ability to stick to the right thing. For me, the affirmation that you are capable of good things and godly things and holy things is most present to me when we gather for these all-school masses. I've worked in youth ministry stuff for a long time, and I sometimes get the impression that people think teenagers can't handle silence. Sometimes it seems like people think, well, they're kids, so at Mass, let's sing songs that will keep them entertained. Let's bust the drums out, and the maracas and the kazoos. Let's make sure that everyone who doesn't have an instrument has hand motions and can clap along. After all, they're just kids. I'll never forget my first Mass 2 years ago here at Ritter. I don't know what I expected to happen, but it wasn't what did. And I know that afterwards I was moved to tears by the fact that this community and this collection of young people could handle silence and reverence. The Second Vatican Council brought up a new phrase that they said we as Catholics should engage in when we go to Mass. And that phrase is full, conscious, and active participation in Mass. Full, conscious, and active. Full means that you are engaged. Conscious means that you are alert and not staring out the window or thinking about your third period test. It means being alert and active. And active means being involved in what is going on. Now, some believe that all of these adjectives, full, conscious, and active, that these mean that people must do more during Mass, must move more, must sing more, must say more. But Pope Benedict has written a lot about the Mass, and he has written a lot about this silence. He has noted many times that silence can be participation. And not only that, Pope Benedict has noted that it is the most intense participation that we can engage in. He says we are realizing more and more that silence is part of the liturgy, not just the absence of speech and action. Silence is not just the absence of speech and action, the Pope says, and it's not. How many of you have ridden with a parent to school or somewhere else? If the radio is on or you have something to talk about, there's no problem and it's not awkward. But it gets really weird when there's nothing on the radio and no one's talking. Silence is hard. A lot of marriage counselors will say that when a married couple can be in the presence of each other and be silent, that is a sign that they have reached maturity and that their marriage will very likely last. John Paul II said that we should challenge the young people, and if we do, they will meet that challenge. Give them an opportunity, he said, to surprise you, and they will. Here we are at the beginning of homecoming, and it's quiet. Where's the band, the pom-poms, the pep rally, the cool Mass songs? Why is it quiet? Isn't this supposed to be about spirit and peppiness? Certainly some of our Masses this year, as in past years, will be full of sacred music, and we'll be chanting the new translation of the Mass, and we'll have a choir and instruments on days like All Saints' Day and the Immaculate Conception. But we will also provide you with occasions for silence. We have provided you with that opportunity to encounter God through silence in our Masses here at Ritter. And I want to thank you for how you have embraced that. I encourage even more of you to not think of silence as awkward or boring, but as prayer.